They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Now the first carry for an Ohio native. It's Ezekiel Elliott. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. To throw is Prescott. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. 1st down, and it's Pollard again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? He'll drop to throw. That's out to Chubb, complete. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he stopped immediately there. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. The Browns at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic change.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Watson on first down. His throw incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys 31. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
We're scoreless after 1. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. And again, it's Chubb. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Here's Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Micah Parsons. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another, because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
York able to send this one through, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here, and now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Touchdown, Cowboys!
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. Amari Cooper. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns are able to move back in front.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is now 10-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. Room here to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
43 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They'll try to throw now. Prescott.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. Off the play fake, Prescott. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Martin Emerson
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
The partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. He stiff-arms him.
And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down at the 25-yard line.
A big play that time out of Chubb. 58 yards. Great run there, but it looked like they were going to have him for the stop. He was able to push through. They didn't wrap up defensively.
No, they didn't. All credit to the runner for making it happen, breaking through some contact and going a long way. But the defensive guys, when they watch this on tape, they're not going to be real happy with themselves. They had a great opportunity that they let slip through their hands.
Chubb on the counter. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb,
his first rushing touchdown on the year,
as his guys are able to extend their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
From the 24, Prescott.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Prescott.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Prescott off play action. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Throwing, Prescott. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one. Hence the decline.
Play fake. Here's Prescott.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
John Johnson with the INT.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw, Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2, Watson. And this is caught inside the 5. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Quick throw completed by Watson. Touchdown, Browns! A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
And the Browns will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust them.
That's caught inside the 20. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Final play of the half, Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter.
Fields this way up at the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of its coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll...
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Run of the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
In a game that hasn't gone your way, you've got to throw in the end zone at every opportunity and hopefully climb back in as much as possible. He put way too much on that throw, though, and that shot ends up with nothing.
Blankenship's kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. They begin this drive with Chubb, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Fielded at the 33. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. He's got room at the 30 and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 15.
Oh, I think there was a little too much heat on that one. He's trying to hit his running back out of the backfield. Normally you want to get the ball to them in stride. But here, this one's coming in hot. And it tips off his hands and into the arms of the defender.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
No time now.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
11 yards there, just like last play.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Prescott. Trying to lay one up deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by John Johnson.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Faking the give. Now Watson. He's got the connection to Cooper. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack.
Touchdown! Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ballgame.
And the Browns look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. On play action, Prescott.
He's got his man, Schultz, coming across the formation.
Play action now, Prescott. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. He finds his target. It's Schultz.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From the red zone now, Prescott. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes.
Touchdown, Cowboys! CeeDee Lamb, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cowboys have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Browns have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott, he'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Prescott.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
This is brought in at the 21. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Off the play fake, Prescott.
That is caught by Lamb. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb. A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cowboys get a bit closer.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And it'll be intercepted.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back at 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case here. That's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
Hey, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Browns, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3.
And they will be back home next week for a